Ultimate is an interesting game. With over 80 characters, it's one of, if not, the fighting game with the deepest character roster, with over 3,000 possible matchups. However, that doesn't mean that it's a hard game to get into. But getting good at it, well, that's a whole nother story. Consistency is key. Can we ride our momentum and cause some more upsets?
No manches, people!
Oh! Or will we bust out and go back to normal?
¡Qué buena!
Let's find out. Well, here we are. Mr. Brown's number 14, I think. Today is May 15, May 16. I don't remember, honestly. 15. Thanks. Gracias, Lalo. So Lalo's behind the camera. He's helping me out with this. We are here today, number 14. We have 47 entrants, I think. So I think I'm happy with how I do as long as I don't play badly, even if I go with 2. I'm playing good, I think I'm doing well. I'm just still taking each set as a learning opportunity and just trying to figure out different matchups. Goal for today, probably maybe 17th. Trying to get a boost. A bit more people from last time, but as long as I feel I get to 17th, I'll be happy. So yeah, let's just figure out. I don't play until 4, so, but not already finished. So yeah. Let's just get it. Sure. Well, first off, there was way too much noise at the tournament. But it's to be expected. It is a quarterfinal, I think. I don't know. It is a playoffs for Mexican soccer for La Liga. So yeah, that was a bit interesting. Other than that, let's just run over the tournament. First off, I ended up playing who was it? I think his name was Manco Azteca. He is a Samus or no, yeah, it was Samus, yeah. Good player. First game, we went to Pokemon. I ended up winning that one, free-stocking him. He just didn't know how to handle the gyro on the ledge. And the gyro just eating the missiles, the charge shot, everything. And I was just calling out his jumps very well. So I managed to 3-stock him on that situation, well, on that stage. So yeah, that was game 1. Yeah, that was game 1. Game 2, I lost that game. I played against him in, I don't remember if it was Small Battlefield, probably? Yeah, I think it was a Small Battlefield. I banned Battlefield and Final, or Battlefield and Kalos, because I thought, okay, I need to be able to ledge trap him. But in the end, he took me to Small Battlefield. It was very close, head to head. In the end, what ended up making the difference was he was ledge trapping me a lot. So most of his kills and most of his damage came from ledge trapping. So I just lost to that. That was game 2. In game 3, I went to Kalos because I said, okay, I need another recovery option. No, we went to town game 2, yeah. Game 3, we went to Kalos. The reason why I went to Kalos, I said, okay, I need another recovery option. First of all, because I'm getting ledge trapped. I need to be able to land in a platform. And I think that was a mistake, but honestly, he was playing very well. I ended up losing that one. But in the end, it was because I wasn't actually punishing his jumps as hard as I could have. I was just calling him out with lasers. So I was slowly chipping at him very slowly, and in the end, I just ended losing because of that. So yeah, it happened. 2-1, very good player. Well, yeah, he just managed to capitalize. I think the interaction that decided the game was he was landing on top of me a lot. So just to handle with that, I was starting to do a lot of up tilt, just because I've been practicing that. I up tilted him, but he ended up doing a nair. So we ended up trading, and his nair is so fast that the animation didn't come out, and I just went flying all the way to the edge. And that interaction, that ledge trap, I just couldn't handle it, and I just ended up losing. But it happens. Lost round 1. I wasn't too bad about it because I felt like I was playing well. Just that small interaction. In another case, I would have up smashed, but either way, props to him. He managed to close it out. So yeah, that was game 1. That was round 2 winners, I think. Round 1 winners. Then on losers, I ended up going to losers round 2. I didn't end up going to losers round 1. I ended up waiting a bit, and I ended up playing against what was it? An Incineroar? I think it was an Incineroar. Yeah. So playing against the Incineroar, it was kind of weird because that matchup, it is a bit weird for Rob. You just can't leave your gyro standing alone. If you leave it there, they just revenge you to home back. So I just felt like I couldn't use the gyro. I was playing like that at the beginning, and I was struggling a bit. But then by accident, I ended up leaving the gyro on the stage a bit, and he tried to grab it or jump over it, and I said, okay, either he's trying to bait me into keeping the gyro there, or he just doesn't know about the revenge stuff, so I can just abuse that. So I ended up poking it a bit, and slowly, bit by bit, even in the last stock, he just couldn't manage that. So I ended up taking that game. So yeah, that was game 1. I ended up taking that. In game 2, basically the same thing happened. I adapted a bit better. He was playing a bit slower. He was playing very slow. He was good. So on those situations, I just ended up putting the gyro there and just punishing with laser. And whenever he would revenge, I would have just anticipated it and just grabbed him and threw him out, and the revenge was gone. So really good set for me, just letting me set the tempo of the game. But yeah, managed to take that one. Nice guy. I told him after the set, hey, just revenge the gyro. So I am not able to have a gyro on stage. Just struggle with neutral. So yeah, that was game 2. That was set 2. Losers round 3. I ended up playing against a Roy. I don't remember the name. Que es algo? I remember. Que es algo. I'll put the name on the screen. So yeah, I ended up playing them. Game 1, we ended up going to Pokemon. Very aggressive Roy, and something that I noticed is that he was mixing his double jump a lot. So whenever he would jump, like baiting into, he was going to jump into me. I ended up either up tilting or grabbing preemptively, thinking like, hey, he's gonna just land. He was just double jump or B reverse, so he was just mixing me up like that. And I just ended up losing because of that, the game 1. Game 2, basically the same, ended up losing because of that. I'm very bad at when it comes to people landing on top of me. Especially when they mix up with their double jump, I just don't know what to do. I know that up tilt's a good option. So I need to just use that a bit more, I think. Then he was fast falling with up air, so I wouldn't be able to react with the up tilt. It was a weird situation. So that was my losers run. I ended up finishing, I think, 23rd. It was 17th, then 23rd, I think. Out of 47 people, not actually bad. I felt like I was playing well. But after losing, I was talking to our TO, and I called him bad because that's what friends do. And he's also my doubles teammate. So I ended up playing a couple of money matches, so I might as well talk about those. Money match number 1, I played against Sebas, our local Roy player, and our TO. He is improving a lot. He's focusing a lot in growth. I've been playing with him, just telling him a bit of the matchup with Rob. It was best of 5, both of the money matches that I played. First game, I ended up just taking him because he just SD'd a couple of times. He has this problem where he when he just misses his recovery a couple of times. So I just end up taking because of that. That was game 1. Game 2, we go to town. We first start at Pokemon. Then we go to town. When we go to town city, something that I noticed is that he was delaying his dancing blade a bit. So whenever he would do that, I would just buffer the up smash, because if I was still on shield and he was still attacking me with the side B, it wouldn't come out. But if he just stopped, it would buffer and it would just kill him with the up smash. So that's something that I figured out, like, hey, this is going to be good in this matchup specifically. So that ended up being really well. I ended up taking game 2. Game 3, we will go again to town. I think same thing happens last stock, but I just don't kill him, and very well from him, he is able to just do a jab back there and take the game from there. So the game count should be 2-1. And after that, we ended up going to small battlefield, where at the beginning I was just set the tempo of the game and I was just playing really aggressive. And after just setting the tempo, he just couldn't actually handle the pressure. So whenever I would just nair gyro him and then down tilt, he would just end up either getting hit by the nair or by the down tilt. So I ended up taking his first stock fairly early. Then second stock, I just push him off the edge. I side B because I think he's gonna recover low. But in the end, he hangs on the ledge and it just clips him and he just drops. So I just end up taking the game because of that. And game 3 and last stock, basically the same thing. And off smash whenever he just did Dancing Blade and just end up taking the game. Very good games. I think he's improving a lot very fast. I just need to practice a bit more the Roy matchup and just handling people just falling on top of me. But yeah, very good games with Sebas. After that, I played against Kenny. Kenny is our local Kazuya. He's Kazuya, Olden War sometimes, Steve player. So game 1 against him, all the games usually between us are either very close or he just rolls me. And the reason why he just rolls me is he plays characters that just roll you over, or either you roll them over. So first game we end up going to Pokemon. He picks Kazuya, and at the beginning I'm just strong-wing with just him hitting me on shield. And I was having a lot of misinputs whenever I tried to do dash back, turn around gyro. I just ended up doing side B like 4 times, and he would just end up getting a combo of like 20 or 30 for that. So yeah, I just actually couldn't set the tempo of the game. Usually that matchup you need to down tilt a lot, and whenever you down tilt that much, it is very helpful. So yeah, that was game 1. Game 2, I end up going to Kalos, and he ends up picking Sora. I'm not sure what his pocket Sora is or how good it is, but in the end, he ended up he ends up taking it. Fairly close game. Just whenever I would recover, he would just punish me with up B because I was recovering on top of him. So I just need to make sure that I don't fall on top of everyone. So whenever I recover high, I usually just do nair, C-drop, gyro, nair, and I end up falling on top of people. So I just need to fall back a bit so the nair is either spaced or I just use back air to try to mix up my spacing with that. And game 3, we end up going to small battlefield. He picks Ryu. He is a shuttle player, so taking that. He was just trying to deal with the down tilt because the down tilt is just so annoying. And the Shotos have the tools to deal with it with their jabs and their shoryukens. So in the end, I just end up playing him. He ends up last stock. I end up doing down tilt. I'm just waiting for the trip. The trip happened on the first down tilt. Now I was just waiting for it on the second down tilt. And after the second down tilt, he jabbed and then he shoryuken and I just died. So yeah, that was all the games that I played. Actually not that disappointed. I played well, but I would have liked to have gotten 17th and just be more consistent. I think consistency is key right now. So yeah, just aiming always to that 17th spot. Thanks again to Sebas just for letting me film. Sadly, we just couldn't do it this week because it was way too noisy. So yeah, actually really good games. But there was a break between this weekly and last weekly. It was like a week break. So maybe that might have had something to do with the reason why I just didn't do as well. But if that's the reason, that's on me. I should have grinded more. Which hopefully we can fix next week. Hopefully. So yeah, we'll just try to figure out what to do next time.